Hello, hunters, and the hunter called the wild. This is your pal, OG Devil Dog. It's OG D, the number 3. V is in Victor, I is in India, L is in Lima, D is in David, the number 4. W is in Whiskey, G is in Golf. OG Devil Dog. Listen, y'all. Man, I have been watching my subscribers go up, and my views go up, and my likes go up. I appreciate what the community is doing, helping make my content valuable to the community. So if you're just now joining us, please like and subscribe. In the bottom right hand corner, if you're on PC, there is a subscribe button down there. Hover over it and hit subscribe. If you would like to make donations to my channel, in the description link, there is my Cash App right now until I can get monetized and start earning on my channel. Also, if you go to my channel page, underneath my picture, which is a red picture with like a wolf with kind of flames around it, the devil dog, okay? Under that is subscribe, and under that also is my Cash App link to donate. Now, before we get into what's going on, I am giving a huge thumbs up shout out to Crushing It Show on YouTube. That podcast is amazing. When the Broncos game is not being played on anything that we can watch it on, like Paramount Plus, Prime, YouTube, or whatever, because, what's the use of having cable except for to watch sports once in a while? There's nothing usually good on cable, so I've got streaming services like Netflix, like Prime, like Hulu, stuff like that, okay? Well, let's get into this. I was watching this podcast earlier because I couldn't see the game, but I was listening to the Crush It Show. Actually, it's Crushing It Show. And I am going to tag the podcast in the description, and I am giving a huge shout out. I just love listening to the game off this podcast, okay? I've been a Broncos fan since I was a kid back in the 80s when John Elway was the quarterback, all right? Bo Nix, he's kind of reminded me of a young Elway. Nix needs a lot more seasoning. Tonight's game against the Jaguars, oh my gosh. They lost by 14 points. That's all right. The Broncos are 12-3. All right, that's still good going into the playoffs coming up soon. What I am excited is Christmas Day. Being able to watch the Broncos play the Chiefs again. And I'm excited for them to beat them on Christmas Day. That is going to be a wonderful Christmas present for the OG Devil Dog. Now, I've had a shout out and was thanked personally on the Crushing It Show podcast. And I want to give a shout out, and I'm going to tag the Crushing It Show in the description. Huge thanks. Thank you for shouting out and, replying to my comments. I really appreciate everything that you do, especially for when we can't see the game. You're out there broadcasting it, telling us play by play everything that's going on. Man, crushing it. You guys are crushing it. Absolutely. And I'm so proud to be able to watch you guys. Okay? And watch everything you do. Thank you for everything you do for the broadcast and your podcast. All right, without further ado, caller, Hunter, call to the wild. I'm sorry, I got tongue-tied and brain froze for a second. 35% since I last logged into this game. Are you kidding me? You guys are amazing. Y'all have been working your tails off to get these boar. Holy cow. Last I looked, it was at 29%. We're up 35%, and our ultimate goal is 100% completion of this community-wide event. on January 1st is the deadline. So we are getting there, folks. We're 10 days out. We're at 35%. We just got to keep going, keep working it, keep doing everything we're doing. We can't complete this event by ourselves. We have to do it as a community. Every one of us have to work together to get these boar. I know. I spent the last few hours trying to find a spot to hunt these boar. I've been in Scotland my last couple of videos, just kind of showing y'all that the OG Devil Dog is out there hunting these boar with you. Well, some of you have asked if there is other areas. There is. It just took me a few hours to find it here on this map. I know there's more than one, but I've only found one right now. I found several sleep zones. Haven't found any drink zones yet, but I have found one feed zone here in Hirscfeld, or Hirscfelden, the Hirscfelden map. Well, let's go see where we're at. Man, I'm in shock that my Broncos lost, but they needed to lose this game because they were on one heck of a winning streak. They needed to lose this game to kind of get their heads on straight for the last two games of the season and the playoffs coming up. So, hats off to the Broncos. Hats off to Crushing It Show. Oh my gosh. It is just like, here, let me explain this, okay? If you had a radio and it's all you can listen to the game on, whatever game you're watching, Crushing It Show, man, it brings back a time of when I was a kid and I could only listen to the game on the radio. My mom was watching something on TV. We had one big TV in our house before I got old enough to even have a TV in my room. I had a radio, and when I knew the Broncos were playing, I would go to the channel and I would listen to the game over the radio. And this brought back so many memories of that time of being able to listen to my Broncos play when I was a kid. Man, this podcast is absolutely awesome. They just hit 300 subscribers tonight. That is amazing. I'm sitting at 60. So, I mean, they hit that 300 mark tonight. They went from like 138, I think he said, up to 300. That is rocking it. I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of everything that y'all do. Huge shout out to the Crushing It Show. Well, without further ado, let's go to the map on Hirscfelden, and I'll show you exactly where I am at, okay? Now, if you look at your map, and I spent the last few hours going through here looking for all these spots, lighting them up, trying to find drink zones, and I found a bunch of sleep zones, trying to find feed zones and drink zones. And I've looked online, and they swear up and down here in Borndorf, the top northwestern part of the map, that this area right here is a hot spot. Well, as you can see, I've turned some areas purple. That's because I killed deer and buffalo over here. I was trying to make a little extra money. So, yeah, I had a bunch of deer and buffalo that I killed in this area. Now, this is what I was talking about in my previous videos. When you get them to turn purple like that, you have over hunted that area, and the animals will avoid it for a little while until it goes back to normal. Now, where we are, before we go to where we are, all these green little dots and stuff, I have searched and found areas that were either need zones for other animals, sleep zones, need zones. Okay, these right here are sleep zones. I found a bunch of sleep zones. I even found a bunch of sleep zones for boar. Okay, and the one I found mainly was right here in the straw fields. Okay, that was one. I killed about 3 boar there earlier just to get a feel for it, to see what they were doing. And oh my gosh, there wasn't really anything. Okay, what's this right here? Did I miss that one? That is, oh, I'm gonna have to go back to that one. Okay, so I just found another spot, so I'm gonna mark that on my map because I'm gonna come put a 10 up there later. Well, I did miss that. No, I didn't miss that one. I know what that one is. I searched that whole area right here. It said feed zone, and it was nothing there. Only a roe deer and something else, but there was no boar tracks, no boar feed zone spots, or anything there. So I'm going to take that and remove that waypoint. I remember that one now. But yeah, I went all over the place looking. And this one on my map got mismarked, saying it's for wild boar, and it was not. And that kind of made me mad. So I went searching all over this map looking for areas. Let me zoom out to see where I'm at real quick. And I kind of lost my place. But yeah, I searched a lot of these areas, opened up a lot of spots, and did not find what I was looking for. Where I am at, though, is right over here by Millerwald logging area. I searched over here. I found a sleep zone for a boar there. And so I started searching the surrounding fields and stuff, and lo and behold, what did I find was a feed zone for boar. Exactly what I was looking for. This is 0300 to 0600 in the morning. According to my game time, it's only 10:17. I've already got my tent set up. I got my tripod stand set up. I have my electronic collar and a feed barrel set up and full and ready to go. So this is 0300 to 0600 feed zone for these wild boar. Let me take a drink of my drink real quick before we continue. Alright, if you stuck it out with me this far, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Without my viewers, my channel will not grow. Without my subscribers, my channel will not grow. And because of you, my channel is growing and the content is getting better and better. And let's go to my tent. Got my handy dandy spray ready to go. We're going to set the time for 02:45, okay? Again, those of you that watch my videos know I get into my stand about 15 minutes before time. I'm going to rest. Now I'm going to do my handy dandy spray. Feel like I'm dressing and putting perfume and cologne on for a night out. My wife wears perfume, so don't kill me on that. I meant cologne, not perfume. So let's get up in my stand. And let's go ahead and get that electronic collar turned on. We're scrolling down to wild boar. Let's make sure we got our night vision scope on. Go to our sights, go to our night vision, and put it on our rifle. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm not using a rifle, am I? Aha! Y'all should have caught me because you all know I use a bow when I'm stand hunting for these boar. So, let's get our night vision binoculars out. And remember, I'm only using a bow. Because as I stated before, and I'm going to show you again, like this area is kind of purplish. It's because I killed a boar over here and something else that was running. A boar and a deer is what it was. So that's kind of purple. This one over here, look how bright that purple is. Okay, that is overhunted. I killed a bunch of bison and a bunch of deer in these two areas. So it's going to take a while for this overhunted area to go down. I need it to be black like this, okay? if I want to come back to this area and hunt. So I'm going to, right now, I am just going to hunt the area I'm in. Stay in the area that I am in, hunting these wild boar. I'm only going for wild boar. They should be coming in at 0300 to 0600. And as a stand hunter, we have to be patient. So we're going to wait and start scanning the area after I take a drink of my drink. I tell you what, the Broncos took it on the chin from the Jaguars tonight. They went down like Jake Paul went down in that fight that he had. And too soon? Well, it may be too soon, whatever. It is what it is. Got a pheasant over there. My philosophy on Jake Paul is he is a YouTuber that's loudmouthed, really has no skill as a fighter, and has no business being in the ring with real fighters. And to put this into perspective, the only reason he lost to Mike Tyson, Iron Mike, is because of a big payday guaranteed to Iron Mike himself. Okay? Well, coming up against, I believe it was Jones just the other night, I don't feel sorry for him. He got a hold of a fighter that refused the payday and made him pay for it. Well, maybe with those two steel plates in his jaw and some knocked out teeth, he will quit calling these real fighters out because he really has no true skill in the ring. And I'm not a fighter. And I'm telling you right now, I've seen a lot of fights over the years in my 50 years, and I'm sorry. If Jake Paul sees this, I'm sorry, bro. You have no skill. Absolutely none. You talk a big game, but coming up against a real fighter, he made you pay for it. So maybe you will stop calling these real fighters out and promising them paydays because some of them, like what's happened, will probably put you on your backside. You might as well stop now while you are ahead before it's too late. Sorry, Jake Paul. Not sorry. You kind of asked for this one. So maybe you'll stop out there calling fighters out. You can call me out if you want to. Ain't nothing going to come of it because there ain't enough money in the world to get me to step into a boxing ring where I have no business being in. So, sorry, bud. That stuff ain't going to fly with me. But with that being said, let's get back into our game and talk about the Broncos tonight. Well, the Broncos. I love my team, win or lose. And they were just, their defense just got shredded. I mean, it's like their defense got put through the cheese grater. It had been kind of funny if it was the Packers and me saying that, but well, yeah, they had this winning streak that they were on. They needed to be knocked down a peg or two, so now they can come into the playoffs with their heads straight and ready to go. So hopefully they go far in the playoffs. I'm excited for them if they do, and I look forward to it. Listening to the Crushing It Show podcast, Wow, amazing. Thank you for bringing back some wonderful memories of being able to watch it back in the day when Elway was the quarterback, the new quarterback for the Broncos. Man, that just brought back some memories tonight. I have faith in Bo Nix as a quarterback, but he needs a lot of seasoning. And what he was doing tonight, he was trying to think too fast when all he needs to just slow down, and go to the practices and prepare. I'm not saying he doesn't go to the practices. I'm not saying he doesn't prepare, but now he needs to put a little more focus into things and be the quarterback that we all know that he can be, that we have faith in him in being. He reminds me of a young John Elway. All right, we got something coming up over there. It looked like a fox. Yep, it's a fox. Leave that fox alone. We're only concentrating on the boards for this event that we got going on, this community event. And talking about the Crushing It show. Oh my gosh. I am just so impressed with them tonight and the way that they do this every time they do a podcast and every time they call a game. I mean, everybody behind the scenes working, and it's just amazing. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are awesome. I really enjoyed listening to y'all tonight. It helped pass the time while I was on this map trying to find a feed zone for these boar in this particular map. You know, I do this to help my content grow, and not just my content, but do it for the other hunters in the game. And, you know, I play multiple games, not just Hunter, the Call of the Wild, or DC Universe Online. I do play other games, but today I spent some time on this map trying to find this feed zone, at least one, so I could show the other hunters that there is feed zones for boar and other maps, not just Scotland. And I use Scotland quite a bit, and right now I'm using this one to just in Hirscfelden. Let me get that straight, Hirscfelden, just to show y'all that there is a good feed zone here, and we're going to try it out to see if it does work and go from there. It is 3:23 in the morning in game. Usually on the other map in Scotland they start coming in between 3:20 and 3:35, 3:40. And so with that said, we're just going to be patient and try to wait them out a little bit. Oh, my coffee's right at the right temperature. That red deer just keeps calling, don't he? But where I have my electronic collar at, as you see it right there, it's working. And to the right of it is my feed barrel. Right smack dab in the middle of this giant feed zone. This feed zone goes from over there, starts right here, and starts coming into this whole entire area right here. So that's why I kind of put my feeder and my electronic collar right in the smack dab in the middle. I'm right at the edge of it, so I can get a shot off with my bow. And now we just wait for the little piggies to come through. I'm really disappointed on that other feed zone that I found because there was no sign of boar there at all. No patches, no prints, no nothing. Nothing there at all. And that was disappointing because I searched high and low. left and right, up and down, all over that area, just to look for a feed zone or any sign of a feed zone for the wild boar, and there was not one. I ended up going far, far away, and still nothing. Now let me show you on the map what I'm talking about. Oops. It was way down here. I think this is it. Nope. See where I got cleared at. I know it's down here somewhere. Oh, there's another one. I guess I missed that one. That's one I'm going to mark. That is 03 to 0600. So we actually have two here that I'm going to test out. So there's another one I had found that had no sign on it, and I don't exactly remember where it is. But I do remember over here by these fields, this was a feed zone. So I am going to mark that and put a tent at it later. But the one I'm talking about, just got to remember. I lost it, but I showed it to you earlier in the video. There it is, right there. See where it is on the map? Just below Peter Shane. This one said there was boar there. I went all the way out. I found this one for a pheasant all the way around. Found that one for a red deer, and I didn't find anything in this area. Even though it said there was a wild boar there, there was no signs, and that was disappointing to me. So I'm going to keep that waypoint up. I'm going to mark it and come back to it later, and maybe I'll do a video and show you about that one. But in the meantime, between time, let's concentrate and see what we can find here. See if we do have boar come in, because this was a huge area for a feed zone of boar. Every little bedding spot looked like feeding spot was it for a boar. It is 0343. They have not come in yet. I'm hoping they don't disappoint me. We shall see. See, there's all types of tracks. And all those tracks were boar that I saw a little bit ago. That one's a deer. So if the deer are coming in, that means the boar are not far behind. Just scanning the whole area. And I'm looking for boar. I'm trying to help the community out with these boar kills. There's my feeder. There's my electronic collar. What is that? Check. It's a fox. Okay, that's a fox. He's over eating too. So we're going to use our handy dandy hand collar for a second. Try to call them in. We're only about 36 yards. The most I am at is, there's 28. So I'm within bow distance of my feeder and my electronic caller. About 30 yards is good. And we got one coming in. Now we gotta find him. There he is. Look at all those boar. There is one, and there is two. So switch over to our bow real quick. I got him, but he didn't drop. And my waypoint marker is actually in my way. So I am going to remove my waypoint marker and come back to it. Ah, I see why I missed him. There was a tree there. I hit the tree. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right. So I got to remember there's a tree there. So wherever I'm being marked at, that's a tree. So that blinking, I got to remember that's a tree. So my arrow is stuck in the tree. Next time I'll let him get over here in this open area to the left. So anything to the left of this or anything to the right of that blinking on my screen, you see that red blinking dot? That's my arrow stuck in a tree. So anything to the right of it and anything to the left of it, I should be okay. So, alright, let's just kind of scope the area. Wow. Man. That was just, wow. Okay, I couldn't do that again if I tried. Could not do it again if I tried. But that's alright. It gave me a good point. I have to laugh about it. I was like, man, I know I was right on the money. There's a fox. I ain't worried about that fox. If he don't quit, you know what? He's kind of being distracting, so I think I'm going to try to take him down. Good. That'll shut him up. Yeah, so that fox will quit making noise and scaring my boar off. Wow, I'm I'm just amazed that I hit that tree. Wow. In the dark, barely able to see. And there will be more boar that come in. We just have to be patient. Usually I'm getting to the point and trying to leave the other animals alone, but that little fox was being a little disconcerting. That's a pheasant. He was getting a little too close to me, and I was kind of afraid he might give me out. Well, looking above my binoculars, looks like I'm going to have to put a scent blocker on some more. Spray my little scent cologne on to block my scent. And we're going to be looking for boar. Unlike the Scotland map, they were coming in left and right. As you see on my one video, I had nine kills of boar in one area. I doubt I will get that many again unless I go back to Scotland. But we will see. See the red blinking? That's that tree I hit. Again, I couldn't do that again in the dark if I tried. Wow. I knew I was on the money on that shot. I knew I was. But apparently, it didn't like it. That's a pheasant calling. I'm beginning to think that the game popped that tree up there just so I wouldn't get that boar. I'm kidding. It was probably there already. But there are boar on other maps, just not as plentiful as I have found in Scotland. For a few bucks, you can get the Scotland map. I think it's well worth it. You know, it's not very expensive. And this is what I like about this game when they have DLC content. They're not trying to rip into your wallets. And the content that they do release is pretty awesome. They have taken their time to do this game. I am impressed because the graphics are cool. The realism of the hunt is cool. And as a real life hunter from hunting in the past, I just do what I used to do as a hunter, and that is stationary. Now, there are plenty of game hunters on here that stalk their prey, and on my way to trying to find feed zones on this map. I've been corrected. There are two that I know of. But what I'm saying is, on my way to find these feed zones, I have actually stalked some prey and killed them. I prefer stationary. I prefer being patient. In the excitement of calling them in, trying to get them to come closer. I really didn't want to peg that fox a while ago, but he was getting a little close to me, and I know if he would have spooked, then any boar in the area, he would have spooked them too, and they'd been longer coming to this area. So we have to be patient looking for these boar, waiting for them to come in because they're slowly going to come in. They're going to take their time. We just have to be patient and wait for them. This was a big feeding area, so I was like hoping there were more than just a 2 or 3 boar. So we just have to wait and see. See, right there in that area I told you about, coming all the way across into this area here. All of this was a feed zone. Something popped up on my screen, and I didn't quite catch it because it didn't stay up long enough. I don't know if it's track animal or what it was. Didn't quite catch it. All right. It's not a problem. Because maybe it was something I may not be looking for anyway. Scanning the area. Darn pheasant. Keeps making me look away. Alright, where is my tree? There's my tree with the light on it. I cannot believe I missed that boar. Now I see why I did. I thought it was a clean shot. That tree said, nope, not today. Oh, gee, you're going to have to do something different. So anything on the right side of that blinking light and on the left side. There's my feeder barrel, my collar. See if we can call them in. It's 0447, so we don't have much more time left in this area before we're going to shut it down. And we're going to shut it down right at daylight, right at the 600 mark. So Scotland, I would have got 3 or 4 boar by now. My max is 9 in an area. So some of you probably have gotten more. I'm proud of you if you've gotten more. The trick to stand hunting is, remember, patience. Being patient the whole entire time. They'd like to sneak up below me. What you want to bet? It's that pheasant. Told you. It's starting to get daylight. Still dark enough for me to use my night vision goggles. Binoculars. Still dark enough for me to use them. Not quite light enough for me to switch over to my regular binoculars. Well, this said 0300 to 0600. So far, it's going on 0500, and I've only sent 2 boar, and I missed one and hit the tree instead. Didn't quite see what that was. Or see what I had coming in. But I do see some tracks over there, so we will wait and see. It might be a boar. You just got to be patient, hunters. Alright, let's see if it's light enough for me to see. Alright, I guess I can see with this binoculars. See it real good now. Wow. That's funny. I couldn't have done that again if I tried. Wow. Looks like I might have a boar coming in. Let's see if we can call him with the mating call. Get him to talk to me. Well, I was kind of excited about this area. Nothing like Scotland. Scotland's going to be your best bet if you want to hunt boar. And do those 2 areas that I showed you, bounce back and forth with a bow. And I'm pretty sure that you will have and reap the benefits. There he is. See if we can let him get a little closer because there's some trees there. Ooh, there was three of them over there. I did it again. Oops, I did it again. I feel like Britney Spears. Well, this was a bust for me in this area. Wow. Yep, a total bust for me, at least anyway, for the time being. Next time I might put my collar right there in the open area, make him come a little closer to it instead of by a tree. Because apparently I've hit two trees and I said I couldn't do it again and I turned around and did it again at a smaller tree at that. Wow. It says I got him, so we're going to see. I might have got him with that second arrow. I definitely did get him with that first one. Might have to move things around a little bit and test this area. It is 0522, so we've got about 38 minutes. Of torture in this area. Yep, I think I'm going to move my collar and put it over here in front. Like right here in this area, right here. That's a little too close to the trees, and I ain't doing nothing but nailing the trees. Don't get discouraged, hunters. Even though you might have a bad trip on an area for a minute, you always have the opportunity to come back to the area and do better. Know what your mistakes were that you made and fix your mistakes. In my case, moving my electronic collar into this big open area right here. And maybe move the barrel into the open area too. Because there's just too many trees for me to try to shoot behind. If I can get them in close to my feeder barrel or my collar, I should do a lot better. So don't get discouraged. It's a waiting game, it's a patience game, and we can laugh at me missing these boar because I hit two trees, one okay size, and another one a little bit smaller. As you can see, man, that's horrible. I said I couldn't do it again if I tried, and I turned around and did it again. Uh-oh. I caught something. I caught wind of something. It popped up on my screen. Let's get zoomed in and see if we can find it. Oh, there it is. It's 100 yards out, and it is a red deer. Wow. You know what? Sorry, but it's a number 6. I hate to do it. I hate to pass it up. Where's he at? Forgot I had my night vision scope on, and I had to switch it back to my regular scope. Where'd he go? There he is. Man, I am taking this shot. I might as well to get it. Might have to track him. That's alright. Alright. I'm done in this area. My patience is kind of gone out, as I'm going to have to make adjustments. Alright, this is OG Devil Dog. Thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for joining my channel and watching. I'm sorry we did not get anything that we needed on this hunt, so we're going to try again in a different area here in Hirscfelden. Just know that I have found 2 feed zones. Now I have to work it right to get it showed that we can get kills in Hirscfelden. So y'all be blessed. I will see you next time. And again, a major shout out to Crushing It Show. Man, y'all were awesome tonight. Thank you for calling the Broncos game. I greatly appreciate it. So be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to make donations, my Cash App link is in the description and under my picture on my channel page. You can also subscribe that way. In the bottom right hand corner for you PC players and YouTube watchers, bottom right hand corner, there's a white watermark. Hover over it. You should be able to subscribe that way. This is OG Devil Dog, and I will see you next video. Y'all be blessed.